You're watching Sky News. A bit of breaking news to bring you now. These are comments being made by President Trump. He's on board Air Force One in this clip. A little hard to hear, but he does say effectively that Iran called a while ago, he says, and they want to make a deal. Take a listen to this.
We just hit them very hard. And I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20. And we did it last night. We did a little something today, but it was really retribution for last night. They hit actually 3 boats, not 2. And when they hit, we hit back much harder.
Are we returning to a full-scale military conflict, sir?
I don't know. We'd win it very quickly. It's another way of doing it. We have many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
That was President Trump on his way back from the NATO conference that was taking place in Ankara over the last 2 days, one that saw divisions exposed yet again between the United States and its European allies, ire in particular for the Spanish and the lack of defence investment that the president perceives for them. Well, also at the conference was our security and defence editor, Deborah Haynes.
A bit of an awkward start to this meeting of allies. The head of NATO tries to make a joke about the Prime Minister of Albania's unusual footwear, but Donald Trump doesn't seem interested. It came moments after he'd blasted allies, including Britain, for failing to join his war against Iran. The US president also grumpy about not controlling Greenland, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, a fellow ally.
Mark, he's been a great Secretary General of NATO. I'm not happy with NATO because of what they did with Greenland. And I'm not happy with NATO because of the fact that they didn't want to help us with the #1 state sponsor of terror, that's Iran.
But when the 32 leaders actually sat down together, the mood apparently changed. Gone were the hostile remarks. Instead, the allies, including the US, recommitted to defending each other and to keeping on spending more on their armed forces. Speaking afterwards, Trump described it as a bit of a love-in.
They didn't respect us 2 years ago. They laughed at us. NATO laughed at us. Everybody laughed at us. They don't laugh anymore. If you could have seen the respect and the love in the room, and it's love really for the country, for our country. I don't want to say me because you'll say, oh, he's so conceited. He's such a conceited person. But they do. I mean, you know, they like the job I'm doing. They said, sir, we love you.
Britain's Prime Minister, not obviously amorous, but certainly amicable.
At the end, President Trump summed up and said that he was very pleased and welcomed the spirit of the meeting and the unity of the meeting. And therefore, in terms of what's the outcome here, and answering that question, is NATO stronger and more united coming out of this summit, then the answer is yes to that.
As for why the turnaround in tone, a lot of it's down to this man, the head of the alliance, Mark Rutte, who's also known as the Trump whisperer.
Do you think that he is more committed and more enthusiastic about NATO and NATO membership now than he was a year ago, given all the allies have done in terms of ramping up defence spending?
I always felt that families, where sometimes you have heart-to-hearts and sometimes you fight each other a bit, are much stronger than families where you have, oh, let's not disagree and let's keep things nice and unity. That's a bit fake, I always felt. I love it when sometimes between friends you can fight each other because it makes you stronger. And President Trump is not a person which keeps his views to himself.
And that's why you probably shouldn't expect this particular family to stay harmonious for long. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, Ankara.